Hello Game Boys and Game Girls, I'm the Game Boy Guru and welcome to another pickups video. And you probably noticed that the room looks just a little bit different than in the previous videos. And that's because I'm trying something new, recording with my phone, because I just have never been happy with the quality that I got from my webcam. And I know that my newer phone has a really good camera, and so I want to give that a try and see if between that and adjusting my lighting, I can get a better picture. So I'm hoping that this will come out great, and you know, this will kind of be what I want to do going forward. So I'm not using my nice microphone right now that I've got set up over here, mostly because my OBS software that I use to record is not cooperating. So I'm literally just recording this on my phone, but I'm hoping to improve that in the future. But this is kind of, I won't say off the cuff, but most of my pickups videos are fairly casual. So let's just go ahead and do this, and I'll show you what I got over the last couple of months. So yeah, I didn't do a pickups video for my October pickups because I didn't get that much in October, either pickups or in the mail. So, but through the month of November, I think I got enough between those that I've got some good stuff to show off. So, let's see here. Let's go ahead and start with this item from Limited Run Games. And I am talking about the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which of course compiles a whole bunch of different Castlevania games. Castlevania 1 through 3 on the NES, the first two Game Boy Castlevania games, Kid Dracula, the Famicom version, for the first time in the US. Of course, we got the Game Boy version, but that was a little bit different, as well as Super Castlevania 4 and Castlevania Bloodlines, which is great. Of course, it did come with the little card here, which has the art from the very first Castlevania game, and the Limited Run Club newsletter, of course, meant to kind of mimic the Nintendo Fun Club newsletter before it became Nintendo Power. And I do believe Jeremy Parrish is probably writing all of these at this point. But there's quite a bit of stuff on this, and I do like how, you know, they kind of do this poster effect that makes it look like the classic posters that you would get in a game when you open it up, and it came with a bonus poster. That was usually just an advertisement for other games from the company, but it was still cool to see box art and screenshots of other games and so forth. Well, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up, because this is one I am definitely going to want to fire up in the Switch and play. So, as with everything, we get, of course, the game, and it does come with a little manual here. Nice little color manual. And then the inside art, which I think might be Super Castlevania 4 related. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really familiar with this art. But it is pretty cool. Yeah, so information in here about all the different games, some screenshots and basic details, release dates, etc. So really cool little addition there. So as with usual with my limited run games, I'm going to put the card in over the top of the manual. And yeah, Castlevania Collection. This is one that I've been looking forward to. One of the more interesting pieces that I picked up over the last couple of months is one that I guess you would call it bootleg, kinda, but it is a full-fledged product that I paid money for, but it's definitely not fully licensed or totally on the up and up. But that's okay, because it is the ColecoVision Super Game Module game, Bosconian. This is specifically for use with the Super Game Module, which those of you who haven't seen Pickups videos a while back will see that I picked this up. And so I'll be able to plug that into my ColecoVision and hook that up and then play some games that take advantage of the Super Game Module's additional RAM and graphics and sound capabilities. So this is a really nice package that has got this little clamshell style case that opens up. As you can see here, we've got this little card, which is nice. It's got information about the game, kind of like a manual, but not entirely like a manual. And then of course we've got the game cartridge itself, which I appreciate the fact that they're doing something different with these. You know, you've got the colored plastic red there instead of just the flat black, and of course it says opcode there on the inside of the indentation that makes it easier to grip. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Bosconian. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is basically a conversion of the MSX version of Bosconian. There are a lot of MSX games that have been converted to ColecoVision over the last several years, and so yeah, so this is one of those games. I pre-ordered this, and I'm pretty happy with this package, and looking forward to eventually putting some time into this. Not sure when that'll be. I really want to mod my ColecoVision to at least provide composite out, so that I can hook it up to one of my scalers and stream it and that sort of thing. Because right now all I can do is hook it up via RF to a CRT. But I would love to be able to actually stream this when we get around to playing Bosconian for the Shmup Club and covering it on the podcast. So anyway, that was a pretty cool addition to get in the mail here over the last couple of months. And I'm going to go ahead and, for now, put this back in the bag and seal it up, just so I can keep it in nice condition for now, until I'm ready to actually start playing it. Let's go to a couple of things that I got here more recently. A couple of shmups. You guys know I love my shmups. That's a lot of what my content has ended up being here in recent months. I haven't had as much Game Boy content lately, just because I've been streaming so much. But this is one that had been up for pre-order, and I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. This came out through Red Art Games. It is Akinofa. Kind of an interesting little shoot 'em up, and one that I had seen on stream. I had seen Studio Mudprints, Bullet Heaven stream it one evening, and it was one that I was kind of wondering about. No manual, unfortunately, but yeah, you play as this sort of, I don't know, undead fish, and you fly around and shoot stuff. So anyway, looks kind of old school, indie, you know, simple pixel art, that kind of a thing. So I figured, well, why not? We'll give it a try. And I also managed to get the Toaplan Arcade Garage the Tiger Heli and Kyoku Tiger Collection, or the Ultimate Tiger Collection. And so this compiles arcade versions of Tiger Heli and Kyoku Tiger, and then also Twin Cobra, the Western release version. And what is DLC in the digital download version that comes included here is the Get Star arcade game, which is an early Toaplan arcade kind of side-scrolling beat-em-up with a robot, I guess. And then also console versions of Tiger Heli and Twin Cobra, or Kyoku Tiger. So you get the Famicom versions of Tiger Heli and Kyoku Tiger, and then the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive and PC Engine versions of Kyoku Tiger as well. So apparently there's also maybe like a puzzle game that's hidden on here, but this is great. Been looking forward to this coming out, and of course this has a little playing guide here. It does have a code for DLC that I'm not going to show off. And then, oh, I'm going to deal an ad for the little resin kit for the helicopter from Tiger Heli. It also has a reversible cover, so if this cover I decide it's not to my liking, I can also use the one on the other side. So let's check that out here. Ooh, I kind of like that too. That's pretty cool. Although it just shows information from Kyoku Tiger, not necessarily from all the games. So I like them both, but I may go with just the standard art because it actually is a bit more informative of what's inside the package versus just Kyoku Tiger. So finally got that released. So now we're finally beginning to see the fruits of the partnership between M2 and the Tatsujin company, or Tatsujin. So that'll be interesting to kind of watch going forward and see how that all develops. Let's see. We'll go ahead and show off the other shmup that I got here. This one, I don't regret buying it, but I kind of maybe got a little bit of FOMO before ordering it because I thought maybe we weren't going to get a physical edition in the West, or that maybe we wouldn't get one as nice. But I do think that this is a nice version, and I'm looking forward to it. And that is the Abarenbo Tengu, or Zombie Nation collection. Comes in this nice resealable bag, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and open this thing up, assuming that I can get the bag open without destroying it. And of course it comes in this nice shiny gold box. This is, of course, from City Connection. They handled this. So let's see, this opens up like so. Here's the contents inside. So you've got some alternate art for the game. This is, of course, out on the Switch. Also some swag there on the back that looks like maybe you can buy. Be kind of fun to have a t-shirt of that. Then you also have, whoops, you have the game itself, of course, and we'll go ahead and crack that open. So you can all have a look at that. Oh, and it looks like I got a little code here for the eShop. I'll have to make me a Japanese account so I can grab that, but it looks like it's a Aburembo Tengu prototype version, which is pretty cool. So there's the Nintendo Switch case there, and there's the back. And inside, it kind of explains what the name means. Aburenbu means naughty, Tengu means monster, so the title of the Japanese version is literally Naughty Monster. And then of course the Switch game card itself. We have, looks like a art book, which is pretty cool. Always love seeing this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, some cool concept art and screenshots that sort of relate to show what stuff looked like in the design phase and sort of the final product of some of those things. Or the concept there of the Statue of Liberty, which of course is one of the bosses in the game. Yeah, really cool art book here. And one of the things I was looking forward to is the soundtrack CD. And again, since I'm gonna go and rip this to my computer, I might as well just show it off now. Just throw all this plastic on the floor. I'll clean it up later. So yeah, there we go. There's the CD case with the art and the track list on the back. And like a lot of these more modern game soundtracks, you know, it's just a single page insert, not a booklet. But this looks like an arrange soundtrack, so that should be pretty cool to check out. It's 10 tracks, so we've got, let's see, Game Select, Military March, Tangarilla, or Tangarilla, or Tangarilla, Exodus, Zombie Nation, Dilution, Streamer, Love and Peace, Tengest, I'm not sure what that says, something or other version, and then this album version. So anyway, yeah, Aburembo Tengu. I'm going to set the CD aside instead of putting it right back, since I'm planning on ripping that. And it also came with these fun little keychains. So we got a Aburembo Tengu keychain and the Zombie Nation Sprite keychain. So really fun extra little item that it came with. Always appreciate when companies throw in fun little trinkets like that. So that is the Aburembo Tengu and Zombie Nation collection. Again, I got a little bit of FOMO with that. Pre-ordered it a little quickly. I kind of wish I had waited, only because now there's a Repro NES cart that is included in the special edition that we have in the West. I probably won't double dip for that, but it's still very tempting. So I guess you'll have to wait and see on that one. Let's see, let's do some more. Oh, before I get to the last stuff here, I did actually get out to do a bit of shopping here this past weekend, so I'll go ahead and show off. We got, I stopped at a new game store, at least new in my area, It's a game store that I have been shopping at in another city for some time, but they opened up a location closer to me, and so the location that I've been shopping at for years is one that whenever I'm in this city, I go and I shop there. But I'm not all that frequently over there, and it's a 2.5-hour drive from where I live. Well, now they've opened up a location in the smaller city that is just an hour from where I live, and I'm there pretty frequently. So to me, it made sense to go and check it out since I was going to be there in town anyway. So I picked up a few things at that store and managed to scratch a few more PSP games off the list. So we got Transformers the game. I already had the greatest hits version, so now I have the standard. We've got Spider-Man 3 the game, and of course that's not the price I paid for it. That's just an old sticker. I don't remember what chain that's from. But yeah, Spider-Man 3. We got Army of Two, the 40th Day. It's not in its original case because you can see the shiny WWE sticker on there, but that's okay. I can live with that. And MLB The Show 11, which I did not have a full game of yet. And they have a buy 4 get 1 free policy on their used games, so I also picked up a copy of Medal of Honor Vanguard for the Wii. I enjoy the Medal of Honor games, and I like the fact that these have full Wii motion control where you can aim the Wiimote. And I've got Medal of Honor Heroes, but I did not have Vanguard yet. So I figured, why not? That's one I'm going to want to play. And while I was in town, I also stopped off at the pawn shop. Managed to scratch a couple of common PS4 games off the list and a couple of other odds and ends. So I got Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and Far Cry 4 Complete Edition, so now I get to scratch those off the PS4 list. One more PSP game to scratch off the list, which is Pets Dog Family. So that's 5 more games off my PSP list in total. A Wii game that I had never seen or never heard of before, called Geon Cube, which is apparently kind of an interesting puzzle game, or puzzle and board game hybrid maybe. Looked kind of interesting, bright and colorful, and like it might be kind of fun. Uses the Wiimote capabilities of sort of, flick the Wiimote to roll the cube and sort of thing, and so that might be kind of fun to play around with. And I finally, and I don't know why it's taken me this long to cross it off the list, but Pocket Bike Racer for the Xbox and 360. So yeah, now I finally have the complete Pocket Bike Racer to add to the list, and I now have all of the Burger King games. So I got that going for me. Alright, let's finish out with some more stuff I got from Limited Run. We looked at Castlevania earlier, and now we've got Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2. Of course, the sequel to the earlier sort of spin-off game that was developed alongside the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night by Inti Creates, kind of as a tie-in to the larger game that, of course, was kickstarted. There's the back of the game, of course. Since this is, let's see, does this have a, it does. So this does have a card that came along with the game. And so we've got a nice setup in there with your game and manual. Really like the art on the manual. That's pretty cool with the dragon blowing fire or breathing fire. Of course, then talks about the characters. Zangetsu, of course, who was the main character of the of the first spin-off game, Dominique, who was a pretty major character in Ritual of the Night. And I'm wondering if this is a prequel to Ritual of the Night, because of Dominique's inclusion. Yeah, so really cool stuff in here. Character portraits. Oh, and Miriam is back. That's cool. It wasn't obvious that she was going to be included in the game. And then Alfred the Alchemist, who's also in Ritual of the Night, so that's pretty cool. And Jeeble, who is in Ritual of the Night. So wow, quite a bit of inclusion there. So that is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. Looking forward to checking that out. Also bought the repro through limited run, but it was Retrobit, I believe, who did the repro itself. Yeah, and that is Irem's Undercover Cops for the Super Nintendo. This did not come to North America, so this is its first appearance in North America as a physical version. I don't know if it hit the Wii or the Wii Virtual Console during that time for Super Nintendo or not, but now we finally have a physical version. This is an Irem game that was an arcade game, and then got a conversion for the Super Famicom, I should say, in Japan only, as far as I know. Try not to cut the box or myself. Zagnorch is watching this. I'm sure he's screaming at his phone or at his computer screen because I was cutting toward myself, but these are the sacrifices we make, right? So we'll open this up. This does have a nice kind of embossed logo here on the cover. Looks really nice. Unfortunately, these are locking tabs, so of course I'm going to crinkle the end. But that's how it goes. I do like that this is kind of a unique new deal. This sort of hardened cardboard sort of, I don't even know what you call it, little tray to hold the cartridge. Let's show that off first because it's pretty cool. So there's a hole in the back here to push the cartridge through, and it is this awesome translucent orange, which is really cool. Love it when they do that. Obviously, you know it's not a legit game when you see stuff like that, or not. I don't want to say not legit, but not an original copy of the game. But I love that they do fun stuff like that for these licensed repros. Also has this poster with it. Just want to open up. Oh, and it's double-sided. So we've got, there's one side. And then there's the other. Really cool artwork. I don't know, I probably like the other one better, but they're both pretty cool. So, nice little bonus there. Might have to frame that and hang it up. And then a really nice instruction manual. Glossy, heavy pages. Got option information there. Control information. Looks like you've got manual both in English and Japanese. Oh, and even showing off movesets of your characters. That's pretty cool. Matt Gables there. And we've got Zan Takahara, his moveset. And let's see, there was another one in here, I think. And then Rosa Felmond and her moveset. So, pretty cool stuff. Oh, and of course, showing you all the fun little food items you can pick up on the ground or in barrels or whatever. Frozen tuna. Oh, you can use frozen tuna as a weapon? That's awesome. Oh, and you can eat live food too, like pigs, chickens, mice, roosters, fish, frogs, and snails. Escargot, anyone? So that is Undercover Cops. And yeah, that did not come with the usual limited run collector card, because again, they just sort of put this out and sold this for alongside with Retrobit. But this is a great little repro, and this will be a fun one to plug in and throw up on the Super Nintendo. And finally, let's go over a couple of Game Boy games that I got that are also licensed reproductions through Limited Run, and that is Amazing Penguin and Spanky's Quest, both Natsume releases. And you know, for me, I've been on a quest to collect all the Game Boy games. Or at least all the North American Game Boy games, licensed games, and there are a handful of these that are starting to become out of reach, even just to get loose copies. So when I see these kind of things go up, you know, I'm going to jump at them. I'm hoping that Limited Run can eventually license stuff like Spud's Adventure and The Amazing Tater, because I would just buy those repros and call it good. You know, is that official as a North American Game Boy release? No. But am I going to split hairs over that because of how expensive these things are? No. Because it's not really worth it to me to spend gobs of money on something. So we've got, of course, the fun little tray that the game sits in. This is kind of neat. These are kind of a fun little light gray color to differentiate them from the original releases. They're mostly opaque, but you can kind of see, I don't know if it'll show up on camera here, but you can kind of see into the, you know, the shadow of the PCB that's inside, just enough to see where the board ends. So that's kind of a neat deal. But yeah, they do use the Nintendo security bit screws, but it's very obvious that this is a repro. And of course it says Limited Run Games along the top here, rather than Game Boy. So that's the cartridge. And of course that came with a card that's got a portion of the box art. So that's always fun. I'll go ahead and store that in the box with the game. And then it came with the manual, which is in color. Of course, it says Limited Run on it, but this appears to be a reproduction of the original manual. So it is in black and white. It does use drawings of things and representations instead of actual screenshots, the way that it would have been during the time of this game's release. And of course a notes page on the back, because you gotta have a notes page in the manual, right? So very cool. Glad to have that, and be able to sort of unofficially but officially scratch another Game Boy title off my list and have something fun for my shelf and a fun thing to show off when it's time to actually cover that game on the channel. And then of course Spanky's Quest. And again, as some of these games start to go more up in price, this is just a great alternative for me. I don't necessarily have to have the original. I just want to have a copy of it that I can play, something that'll work in real hardware. that I'll be able to play and enjoy, and you know, have some fun with, and make as part of my experience of reviewing the whole set. So again, we've got the nice little tray that the game comes in, and this one is this fun sort of opaque blue color that kind of matches part of the box, and you can see it says limited run up here. This one is fully opaque though, I cannot see where the board ends, so this looks a little bit more like an original Game Boy cartridge in terms of the texture and the plastic and how it works. But of course, no original Game Boy releases in North America were this this sort of color plastic. I do like that the little serial number on the game is you know, LRG-SQ-USA, very much kind of mimicking the serial number style of original Game Boy cards. Fun little detail that that they're including. That's, you know, that fun little attention to detail that I appreciate. And then of course the manual. Again, this was another Natsume release. So you've got your story here, and again, crude representations and kind of blurry looking photo screenshot kind of reproductions, which is indicative of how the original manual would have been. So I really appreciate that, that again, that level of detail, that attention to detail that they use. This has got a little bit more complexity than the other game, I think. Oh, no notes page in this manual. Wow. But it does have some info on the different characters in the game, which is nice. And yeah, there's the little art card, collectible card that came with the game as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that eventually we might see some of the more expensive Atlas games get limited run releases, or legitimate reproductions, licensed reproductions through some company, whether it's limited run or Retrobit or someone else. But I love getting stuff like this and being able to put these kinds of things on the shelf and you know, have a real cartridge to play that has the actual game on it, even if it's not the original release. It's not a, you know, it's not a cheap Chinese knockoff or some other kind of bootleg. It's the real deal. It's just not the original real deal. But these are fully licensed, and so Natsume, or whoever the IP holder is you know, still able to put this out and make a couple of bucks off an old property that's just sitting there doing nothing. So those of us who appreciate these kinds of things, it's great to be able to have these sorts of products and be able to use them. So anyway, that's what I've got for October and November. It's only the 1st of December, so I haven't received anything in the mail yet, but I know I've got several things that are supposed to be shipping from Limited Run and from elsewhere. So I'm waiting on at least 3 or 4 packages. We'll see if I get enough throughout the month to do another pickups video, first part of April, or excuse me, first part of January for my December pickups. So anyway, what do you all think? You know, what of these items would you want to plug in and play first? Or, you know, is any of the stuff I've got in here a hidden gem, or something that, you know, you've enjoyed in years past and would recommend that I check out? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, consider clicking the thumbs up. Also consider subscribing so you can see more of my videos in your YouTube feed. I'll also have a link in the description to my blog where you can check out my Game Boy reviews. That is gameboyguru.blogspot.com. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for playing, and game on.